Hi, everyone. Welcome to the next episode of Hip Hop Reminiscence. I'm your host, Joe Rosen, with my co-host, Fuzz Jackson, wearing the Cure shirt outside on a nice Sunday afternoon. Fuzz, tell them what's up.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. I am your co-host, Fuzz Jax. Welcome.
We are not doing the Cure today, despite the shirt that Fuzz is wearing. That would be against our grain and against what we do. Although I do like the Cure, I do, and I know you do too.
Oh yeah, huge fan.
Today we are continuing with our rapper spotlight series, and we are going to focus on the first female rapper that we've talked about so far, in the one and only MC Lyte. So we are going to do what we've been doing, and I'll give some background, Fuzz.
Yes, sir.
I'll get your thoughts, and then we'll get into the segments if that works.
All right.
Awesome. MC Lyte. Her real name is Lana Michelle Moore. She is 52 years old. She was the first solo rapper, female rapper, to release a full album ever, a full rap album with Light as a Rock in 1988. She was raised in the East Flatbush section of Brooklyn. She began rapping at age 12. Her original stage name, and I did not know this, I didn't know a lot of this, was Sparkle. I think MC Lyte's a little better. I think she made the right decision there.
It's way better.
She grew up with Audio too. I didn't know that either. Like they were, she was, I don't know if they were cousins or friends.
I think so.
Yeah. They were there. Her DJ, K-Rock, who's been her DJ forever, is her cousin. And she also used to date Q-Tip. I did not know that either.
Wow.
I think that was a long time ago. Like a very short, I don't think it was very long either. I'm going to give some highlights. In May 1994, she performed on the final episode of the Arsenio Hall Show with a bunch of other hip-hop artists. In October 2014, she performed at the White House for Obama. She was the first female artist to perform hip-hop at the White House. In September 2016, she was awarded with the W.E.B. Du Bois Medal, the Harvard University highest honor in the field of African and African American studies. She has performed in shows off Broadway, movies, including Players Ball, Hip Hop Family Christmas. She's also done TV. She was in Tales and SWAT. She's done a lot. She started businesses, voiceover, speaking engagements. She's done a lot. And we can't forget that obviously she's one of the probably best and most known DJs of all time. Not just female DJs. And DJ MC Lyte served as the DJ of choice at Michael Jordan's 50th birthday party, at his and at Jay Leno's farewell party. She had 8 studio albums, individual studio albums, starting with Light as a Rock in 1988, Eyes on This in 1989, Act Like You Know in 1991, Ain't No Other 1993, Bad as I Wanna Be 96, 7 and 7 98, The Underground Heat Volume 1 in 03, Legend in 2015. She also had one collaboration album, the Almost September EP in 2008. She has done a lot more than I even recognized. Obviously, I know her as a hip-hop artist of the late 80s and early 90s, but she has done a lot. Fuzz, your initial thoughts on the one and only MC Lyte?
Man, what she did for women in hip-hop is just amazing. And number one, she had the illest, like, in my opinion, MC Lyte has the best female voice. Like, as far as like rapper, like female rappers, her voice is so ill. She had her own style. She could hang with the fellas. Like, she was, bar for bar, man. Like, MC Lyte did her thing, and she changed the game a little bit. Like, and she was sober. Somehow she stayed sober through this whole shit.
Right, the whole time, right?
The whole time. So, shouts out to her. That's why she looks so young.
She does look young. I mean, when I found out she was 52, I kind of knew she was at least our age, right? Because she's been rapping, since the 80s, since, you and I were 14, 15 years old.
Right.
But she does look really good for 52.
Yes, sir.
She looks really good, period.
Yeah.
End of story. Fuzz, before we get into the segments, Is she the best female rapper? And we're going to talk about her. Look, we can put her in we can put her with all rappers. It doesn't just have to be female rappers because she's that good. But she's the first female rapper we're talking about. She did change the game completely. You're 100% right. Is she the best female rapper of all time?
Oh, man. I'm going to go out on a limb. If you put all the accolades in there, I would say yeah. I would say yeah.
So for me, it's kind of hard, right? Because the best female rap album, in my opinion, is The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is one of my top 10 favorite hip hop albums, period. End of story.
Yeah.
Lauryn Hill didn't do a lot other than that album, right? She had, let's call them some off the court issues, right? Things going on in her life. She didn't rap for a long period of time. Obviously, she was with the Fugees, and that album was spectacular too.
Right.
But in terms of individual albums, I have a hard time putting anyone over Lauryn Hill because Lauryn Hill kind of changed the game too, because Lauryn Hill could sing, right? Right. Without Lauryn Hill, there's no Nicki Minaj. Like without Lauryn Hill, there's no Lil Kim. Without Lauryn Hill, like there wasn't a lot. But MC Lyte is right up there, and let's say this: without MC Lyte, there's no Lauryn Hill.
Hey, here's another thing for you too. Without MC Lyte, there's no Rah Digga.
Explain that one to me.
Well, in my opinion, I've always kind of compared the two.
Okay.
Because of number one, the voices. Each of their voices are so distinct. But the timing, the punchline setup, I've always felt like Rah Digga was a little piece of MC Lyte, but way more street,
Yeah,
obviously,
no doubt.
But also could hang with the fellas.
Yeah.
Never slacked on a feature. In my opinion, I've always thought Rah Digga and Lauryn Hill were kind of neck and neck, but just Rah Digga was in a different crew. She's in flip mode, so you never really kind of got to see that. But back to what you were saying, yeah, Lauryn Hill is definitely up there.
Who's your Mount Rushmore, Fuzz? Give me your four
female rappers.
Your Mount Rushmore of female rappers.
Woo! MC Lyte, definitely.
Yeah. She's on mine too.
Yeah. You gotta put Latifah up there.
You have to. Just career, I didn't really love her hip hop stuff when she was out and stuff like that, but I mean she's a superstar.
Yeah.
And she was a good rapper. I'm not saying she wasn't. I just didn't really didn't love it back in the day.
For me, I think for me, bro, I turned into a bigger Queen Latifah fan as she matured. I hear UNITY and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But look, Ladies First was my shit. Her and Moni Love, that's a classic banger. But I would have to put let's see, Queen Latifah, MC Lyte.
Gotta have Lauryn Hill on there.
Yeah. You gotta put. And so the last one, it's either, and this is where I'm gonna have a lot of debate on this one. Yep. The last one, it has to be either Kim or Rah Digga.
I got Kim there. I think Kim there? I got Kim there. I'm not even she was part of that, obviously the crew with Biggie, and you know what I mean? And I wasn't even heavy into hip hop later on. You know what I mean? I think I told you, once Biggie and Tupac died, I kind of changed. I kind of stopped listening to hip hop for a little bit. And then I got back in with Mos Def and Kweli and guys like that. But Lil Kim could spit, man. She could rhyme, and she didn't care what she was talking about. Obviously, right? Man. She didn't
Not
care
at all. Yeah, no. Man. She was ill. But yeah, I have to. Yeah, see, I'd have to put. I have to put Digga on that.
You got to. I know you love her though. Yeah,
I love Rah Digga, man. Yeah.
Well, I think those are the five, right? If we got a Mount Rushmore. I think that's the five. I'm trying to think of who else. We could even put on there. What? I mean, Eve was
who we got
good.
from the West? Yeah, who we got from the? We got anybody from the West Coast?
Lady Rage.
Or Yo. Well, could you put Yo Yo up there?
That's what that was one of like my favorite songs in the world. Like,
Yeah.
Yo Yo wasn't great though. Like, I mean, I don't want to say she wasn't great. She didn't have a lot of songs.
Right.
But that song was so good.
Yo, she was, yeah.
She was awesome.
What was the joint she did with Ice Cube on America's Most Wanted?
Oh, I forget what it was.
That
She
song
opened
was crazy.
when I saw Eric B and Rakim 4 years ago when they reunited in Boston at the House of Blues. Yo Yo opened for him.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, she was really good. I mean, you got Yo Yo, you got Lady of Rage, you got Eve. Eve was really good for a while. Then she kind of got out, right? I mean, she was like doing acting and stuff like that.
Yeah, that acting check was paying way better, probably.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Fuzz, give me your MURC. Give me your most unique rap characteristic for Lyte. I had a hard time with this.
I'm gonna say that voice, man.
You're gonna go the voice? Okay.
I'm going voice.
You know it's her when she starts rapping.
That's what I was about to say. Dude,
yeah.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, when you hear Lyte, you know it's Lyte.
Yeah.
There's no confusing it at all.
I think it's the same thing. I think we're like talking kind of about the same thing. I had a hard time with this for her because I kept listening to the songs and I'm like, man, I know it's her every time she comes on. And she had longevity too, right? Like people forget about that. I mean, if you listen to her greatest hits albums or her greatest hits album, the songs span like 10 years, or at least 8 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think her most unique rap characteristic, and I don't even know if this is a rap characteristic, but it's like she is hard. Yeah. Right? Like it's like bam, like she gets right to the point, she goes after it. And like, she's from Brooklyn, what she's rapping about.
Right.
And it's like, I mean, some of her, like when you hear Roughneck and it's like, I played that for my 16-year-old son the other day. He hadn't heard about it. He's like, this is good. This beat is good. Like she has hard beats.
Yeah. Yeah. For one of my favorite songs is Paper Thin. The beat for that is so crazy.
Yeah,
so crazy, man. The guitar sample and that shit is crazy.
The only issue I have with Paper Thin, and I love Paper Thin, I think Paper Thin's one of her best songs. It's like too long. Like the last minute of the song, it shouldn't be like the last minute of the song could have been eliminated. Like there was no point in it. It's like she's not really rapping in it. It's just kind of instrumental. I can't call it a skip song because it's such an unbelievable. I mean, Paper Thin's a spectacular song, so it's certainly not a skip song. But if you could skip the last minute of it, I'd be like that, right? There's been a lot of songs like that. Remember, I know you. I don't know how much of a fan you were, but I used to like really dig the Digital Underground. Especially early on, like when Tupac was in there and like he was on there. But like, remember the song "Same Song"? Around that song was like 8.5 minutes long, and he raps in like the first 3 minutes, and then it's just the beat. And I'm like, all right, like you can definitely, but like back then it was on a cassette tape, so it would take a lot of effort to fast forward it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and then I get, but all right. Best album for MC Lyte. I had a hard time with this too.
I'm gonna have to go to the first joint.
It's gotta be, right? Just because of the importance. Lyte as a Rock.
Yes. Lyte as a Rock. Definitely.
But, and there are some buts here, right? Like, I kind of equate, and I know it's just when it came out and everything, but we were talking about this pregame, and you even said it. My big issue with Paid in Full by Eric B and Rakim, which is one of my, one of the best rap albums of all time, is the production quality.
Right.
And Lyte as a Rock has some of those same issues, right?
Yeah.
Paper Thin, it doesn't affect that much because of the beat, and it's kind of like subtle, like it's not, you know what I mean? But some of the songs on there, the production quality isn't great. That's not Lyte's issue. It's just that was the time. I mean, it came out in 1988, right? I mean, that was 1988. So I mean, you're talking. I mean, there were a lot of those albums though. Like some of the best albums of all time, I feel didn't have great production quality. Right, 3 Feet Higher and Rising by De La Soul did not. The first Tribe album. It was a little better than 3 Feet Higher and Rising, but it wasn't, People's Instinctive Travels. Like that wasn't incredible production quality. And Lyte as a Rock, I think, fell into that a little bit.
Yeah. And, it was a different time. And, they obviously didn't get it mastered, no pun intended, right? But,
right.
Mastered the whole technology part of it, but and it's crazy those albums still affected us despite how they came out, like how it's, you know, as far engineer wise, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
they still impacted. So I don't know, like I do agree with what you're saying though. It's crazy like that too, because like I forgot what I was listening to the other day, but man, what was it? Oh, it was the first Wu-Tang record, and I think you talked about this before.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this shit sound like they're recording in like a closet, like
right, yeah,
like,
absolutely. 36 chambers, yeah, it is, yeah.
It's so dope. But yeah, I was like damn, some of that shit's off. Like now, you know, with all the technology we heard now, Joe, you know, we could pick up on it so much quicker now. But I'm like, damn, it sounds like when you play it on CD, it sounds like a tape.
It definitely does. Even Nation of Millions, like, you know, Nation of Millions was the same thing. Like I listen to Nation of Millions a lot, and I listen to, you know, Low End Theory by Tribe a lot, right? And Nation of Millions came out in the late '80s, and Tribe came out, you know, and you know, Low End Theory came out in '91, which is, it's only a couple years from, you know, a couple years off from one another, but the production quality on Low End Theory is so much better. Like it's just I'll listen to Low End Theory and then I'll listen to Nation Millions and I have to turn it way up, you know. But Light as a Rock, I mean, look, first female rapper to have a full length album, that probably, you know, that makes it the best one, you know, the best one ever. Paper Thin is on it, I believe. Light as a Rock is a really hard song. It's a really good song, really good beat. There's some songs on there that, you know, I don't love. But that's okay. I mean, I think that was kind of like what separated Paid in Full for me, you know, because they came out around the same time, is that there aren't many songs on Paid in Full except like the instrumentals that I didn't like. You know what I mean? Best song.
Oh, man. All right, I got like 3, but I'm going to go with 1. And
give me your order. I'll let you go with 3.
All right. I'm gonna go. Poor Georgie is my shit. All right. Look, I'm gonna tell you why. Because see, Joe, you got me exposing myself now. Okay. I'm a huge Toto fan. All right.
Toto, like Rosanna, like Toto.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and you know that
Africa?
song.
Yeah,
all that shit. Like, so that song is an original Toto song.
Oh, it's sampled.
Yes,
Toto's?
Yeah. So
you had me confused. I'm like, it was a remake of a Toto song.
You know what I mean? But
I know. I got you. Yeah,
that was my fault. But yeah, like so I love that song. So we're gonna go Georgie, Paper Thin, and Cappuccino.
Cappuccino's a great song. I'm with you on Paper Thin. Paper Thin's number 2 for me, even though it was really close. I love Roughneck so much. I love Roughneck. So like the beat, it's so hard. I wanted to be a Roughneck so bad, Fuzz, but I was not a Roughneck. Like I obviously was not a Roughneck, right? And I'm like, when she came out, I'm like, and she's like, you know, talking about, you know, playing with his dick hairs and like, you know,
I was like, what?
Right. And then she's like, the one line that cracks me up is eating his fingers with his food, which I don't really understand. Like it should be food with his fingers, but I don't think that rhymed. So it was eating his fingers with his food. But when she came out, I'm like, man, how do I be a roughneck? I want to be a roughneck. And then I listened to it. I'm like, there's no way in the world I can be a roughneck. I'm not going to ever be a roughneck. But the song, it was her first single. Not that this is the reason I like it, but it was her first single on the Billboard Top 40. And it was also her first gold certification for that song. And that was a little later. And the production quality on that was fantastic.
Right.
Underrated song. I mean, Cappuccino could be an underrated song too.
Yeah, it could be. And you know what song is, in my opinion, I feel like it's really underrated. It's the joint she did with Escape off the Above the Rim soundtrack.
Oh boy.
Yes. Remember that?
I do remember that. I don't remember the name of the song, but I totally remember.
I think it's called Keep On. Called Keep On. But it was that song was ill. I think Jermaine Dupri produced it.
Okay.
As well.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, that makes sense. The other
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, absolutely. But Cappuccino could be up there. I mean, that could be an underrated song too, because that didn't get like the airplay that some of the other ones we're talking about. And
that song was crazy.
we've said this a few times. When we talk about airplay, we're kind of talking about different things, right? Because back then there was nothing on Top 40 radio, really.
Right.
It was all on hip hop radio, but she had a lot of songs on hip hop radio.
Yes, she did.
She had a ton of songs, and then later she had some songs. I wouldn't say a lot on Top 40 radio. Including Roughneck got played there a little bit. And I'm going to throw my underrated song out there just because, again, time and place. I remember where I was. Cold Rock a Party. I've been like texting you guys about it all week. And it's just like the greatest, like, I rock the party that rocks the body. Like, I remember when she came out, the beat was a little slower than normal for her. I think I was in law school. And I remember when that came out, and I'm like, man, this song is awesome. And the other one that doesn't get credit is Slave to the Rhythm. She spits on that one like
I forgot about that one.
That's like, remember when we talked about Eric B and Rakim, we talked about Rakim, Lyrics of Fury, and we both said that was kind of his underrated song. I kind of feel like Slave to the Rhythm is her Lyrics of Fury.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, that shit goes hard. Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. Man,
you're going to be
so ill, bro.
She's awesome. And we were talking before, it's like, I don't really go around, there's so much music out now that I don't spend a lot of my time listening to MC Lyte, but I have for the last, week and a half preparing for the show. And she's great. She's phenomenal.
Yeah, she's dope, bro.
Definitely. What's your skip song?
You're
going to be mad at me for this, but you go.
My skip song would, you know, you're gonna be mad. You're gonna be mad.
Is it Roughneck? No.
Yeah.
Oh no. Gotta what? Yo, gotta get a Roughneck. Why is Roughneck your skip song?
When that song came out, everybody thought it was a Roughneck.
They
were.
I wanted to be a Roughneck.
They were more like, hey Joe. They were more like turtlenecks.
Yeah.
Oh
awesome.
Man.
All right, I'm gonna give you two. The one, and the only reason I'm gonna say the first one is because it's her very first song on the first album. It's Lyte versus Vanna White. It's another one of those instrumental songs that I'm like, why is this the first song on the first album ever? And I don't really understand what it means, and I should probably look it up and everything. But my skip song is Poor Georgie.
I knew it was gonna be that. When I said it first, you're like, oh.
I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you I have a rationale for this.
Okay.
She's on my Mount Rushmore. She's one of the top 2 female rappers of all time. She's one of the top rappers of all time. I don't love her storytelling. And I think that's my issue. I think that when I listen to her songs this last week and a half, the songs that I like aren't, she's not Dana Dane. She's not Slick Rick. She's not, like Ice Cube even. We've talked about his storytelling. The Sam song she has about crack, I understand, like, it's a good message, and I get that, but I don't love her storytelling songs. I don't know why it is. And Poor Georgie is and it's such a silly song. It's about, right, like this dude, like he dies in a car accident, and he just met him at a bar or something, or at a party or whatever, right? And it's just I don't know. I don't love the storytelling.
Yeah.
But you love the sample, so I get it.
Yeah, I love the I love the beat and the sample. In my opinion, the storytelling's all right. I get it. I get the message. I get that. And for me, it was time and place because I knew people. I think I recently had worked with a guy who had lost his life drinking and driving and shit. So all that fit in for me at the same time. So, but there is a couple songs like with the storytelling that I'm not like too big a fan of as I am the ones when she spits bars.
Right.
So yeah, I kind of get what you're saying on that. But Slick Ricks and Dana Danes are like a dime a dozen, like not a dime a dozen. I'm sorry, they're like needles in haystacks.
Yeah,
like,
no, I agree.
Oh, and Ghostface too.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Yeah. Like so, but yeah, those I don't think we'll ever find storytellers like that again, bro. Like in my honest opinion.
I agree. Well, I don't think they that sells anymore. You know what I mean? Eminem has some. Eminem is kind of a storyteller sometimes, and his stories are pretty good. Kendrick Lamar is a storyteller. but I don't understand his stories.
Right.
I have to go
Sometimes,
look them up and see what they're about. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. That's great. But I think MC Lyte is best when she's spitting, when she's hard, when she's doing that stuff. And when you think of Lyte, what do you immediately think of?
Classy. She is so classy, man. I just saw a clip of her recently on stage performing live, and she just looked so classy.
Yeah.
And like like we said earlier, man, to go through this game the way she did and never like succumb to any madness, like definitely giving her flowers now, bro.
I think that she's a complete badass. And I think
Yeah.
that comes from Roughneck. Like but here's the thing, right? I have not seen MC Lyte live. I've seen her perform live on TV and things like that. But we've talked about hip hop shows and sometimes how rap shows, some rap performers aren't great, right? Because they have a lot of guys up on stage and their breathing technique's not great.
Right.
She's perfect. Like
Yeah.
every time I've seen her, she's incredibly articulate. You know what she's saying. She never she's spectacular. You know what I mean? She's fantastic.
She's dope, bro.
So I think that goes with the classy too. Like I totally get that. You could say like Latifah's kind of classy too now. Too,
oh,
right?
for sure.
Like,
yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I like that. I like that a lot. All right. What group are we combining her with? I mean, we could do a female super group with like Latifah and Salt and Pepper.
Yeah.
But what who are you combining her with?
I want to see MC Lyte and Rod Digger be a super duo.
I like that. You love Rod Digger.
I do, man. Hey, with Primo on the production.
I love it. You love Rod Digger.
I love Rod Digger, man.
All right, I'm gonna go late 80s just because I'd like to say that MC Lyte is the female Rock M.
Okay.
I'd like to see a Lyte Rock M song.
Woo!
I think that would be ridiculous.
That would,
right?
Yeah, that would be crazy.
That would be ridiculous. And I will note that neither of us had Nicki Minaj, who was ranked like number 8 on the Billboard top 100 or whatever it was, top 50 on our Mount Rushmore.
No, we didn't.
We did not. And you know what? I'll say this about Nicki Minaj. She can rap.
Yeah.
Right? She can rap. There's no doubt about it. I like the stuff when she's on other records. We've talked about this. I like it much better than when she does like, Starships and stuff. She's unbelievable on Monster. She probably is the best. She's fantastic on Monster. And what was the one with Eminem she did? Oh, Roman's Revenge. That one's fantastic. But we're not putting her in our female supergroup. We're not putting her in Rushmore. She's also like young too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's got time to grow and do it. But can you imagine? Could you see Rock M and Lyte just like going back and forth for a couple? Like that would be
that
great.
would be beautiful.
Yeah.
That would be a defining moment in hip hop.
I agree. And part of this, Fuzz, like it makes me happy because we've talked about like you listen to a lot more, let's call it 2020s hip hop than I do. Most of the 2020s hip hop I listen to is the 2020s hip hop you tell me to listen to, right? It pretty much is. But like this is making us go back and there's hip hop albums I listen to all the time. Low End Theory, Nation of Millions, Illmatic, things like that. Like, no one's got to tell me to go listen to that again. But I haven't listened to MC Lyte for a long time, and I put on her albums this week. I ended with the greatest hits, and there's some really, really, really good stuff.
Yeah, man, she's got some classics, man.
Yeah,
but the thing about her, at that time, nobody no other female artists could keep up.
No,
they could not keep up, bro.
Latifah came later.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think. Was there anyone? Salt and Pepper. I mean, they were out at the same time. And that's someone we should have considered for our Mount Rushmore. But like, which one do you put on? I don't know.
Or do you put them up as a group?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I think I'd still have Lil' Kim above them though.
Yeah.
I definitely have Lauryn Hill and MC Lyte above them, 100%. I definitely have Latifah above them. So then it's like, do you put Salt and Pepper over Lil' Kim? You might.
You might.
It's an argument.
If you
or
really
Rod
break
Digger.
that conversation down, yeah.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah, Rodiga ain't leaving my rock.
I know she's not. I don't think
leaving.
Lil Kim's leaving mine. Although Salt and Pepper was really, really good. And I tell you what MC Lyte did, and you know what Salt and Pepper did, and we'll do a Salt and Pepper show at some point. MC Lyte was the first female rapper, like big time rapper to get a record deal and release an album and everything. Salt and Pepper took female rap mainstream.
Right.
Because they had way more. Even though I like MC Lyte's music better, Salt and Pepper had more what we would call, hits, right?
Right.
I mean, Push It, Shoop, Let's Talk About Sex. I mean, all those songs were on Top 40 radio.
Tramp, yeah.
Yes. Tramp was like their first album, I think. That was a great
I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Which one do you think's better? You think Pepper's better than Salt? I think Pepper's a little better than Salt.
I think Pepper's better than Salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was harder.
So. Yeah, she was harder, bro.
She was.
Yeah, she was. She's married to Tretch. So
yes, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
She does. Awesome.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Wait, before we go any further, you know who we got?
You do it.
You know who we got to shout out right quick? We got to shout out Roxanne Shante for just for this reason, first female battle rapper on wax. I just want to make sure we shout her out too.
Dude, that whole thing with UTFO and Roxanne Shante and the real Roxanne, and when we were coming up, because we were young when that was coming out, right? Like we were 10, 11, 12, well, probably 12, right? When that was coming out, and I didn't know what the heck was going on. I'm like, UTFO is talking about this one, but then she comes out, and then the real Roxanne comes out and says I'm the Roxanne that they're talking about, but she's supporting UTFO, which I didn't understand. I'm like, UTFO was ripping on her. Why is she supporting them? I don't get it.
Crazy.
But yeah, that whole thing. UTFO was underrated too, man. They were really good.
Yeah,
yeah. We've done 18 sidebars here, but before we get to 4 words, Fuzz, final thoughts on MC Lyte.
MC Lyte, probably one of the illest female rappers to ever touch a mic. One of the illest pens ever. Very, very dope. Changed the game. And still came out classy. Still came out better than she did when she first popped in. Love you, Lyte.
I think the most important thing you said, and I did not know, and we learn from each other every episode, is the fact that she stayed clean.
Yeah.
She
was really smart how she handled everything.
But Roughneck was not clean, even though it was clean.
Right. And that's what was crazy when that came out. I was like,
right? Fuzz, I so wanted to be a roughneck, man. I so wanted to be a roughneck, and there was no way I was going to be a roughneck. It wasn't going to happen. So I live vicariously through that song, but that was an unbelievable song. All right, Fuzz, let's do our 4 words. We'll do MC Lyte. I got him. You start.
All right.
Words in.
All right. Hey, we back one more time and be keeping it tight. It's about time we bring the darkness to the light. Jackson, my man Rosens, what you heard, we're going to hit you with another episode of 4 words.
Give me Georgie.
I
had to for you.
Oh, man. Georgie Porgy, he tried to mess up my flow. Cool sample from Toto. Lyte remixed it, It was so ill. I know it was number 1. But Joe, you should have seen your face when I told you it was my number 1.
It was like, whoa! Oh my god! All right, now I'm going with mine, Roughneck.
Oh man!
Gotta get a Roughneck.
Oh man, the GA kid far from a Roughneck. I rode skateboards. That's all I can say. I have no experience with Roughnecks.
No, oh man. All right, one song we haven't talked about. I'm gonna go Cha Cha Cha.
Now you can cha cha cha. These rappers blah blah blah, thinking they can best with Jack's freestyle. That's not. We're gonna keep it nice and we're gonna keep it tight and precise. Get the flowers to MC Lyte, all right?
Oh wow, that was good. All right. And I don't know why I put this here for her, but Power.
Oh, Power.
Oh, because she's powerful. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was about to start rapping about Ice-T.
Yeah, I know. Because she's powerful.
Yes. It's about time we recognize her power. Tell MC Lyte we need to give her all her flowers. every time she spit a verse and kept the flow winning, she always showed that she was always paper thinning. That was
awesome. No, that was awesome. And we got to give shout out to the fact that you're on your front porch right now, man. I love it. It's awesome. It's every time, like, I'm just sitting in front of my Isaiah Thomas picture, and you got like new locations. So I'm gonna have to figure this out. But we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Well, we're gonna spit out another. This one was like a couple weeks. It took us to get back together, but we're gonna start spitting these out hopefully a little quicker. Our website is hiphoprem, hiphoprem.com. Our Twitter handle is hiphopremin, hiphopremin. We're going out there on TikTok, and Fuzz, tell them what you got.
Yo, Fuzz Jax on Instagram now. Fuzz Jax1 on TikTok. North Jax, actually Fuzz Jax on Twitter. Keeping it simple. One name says it all. Find me. fuzzjax.bandcamp.com. Go download some music.
Thank you, everyone, for listening and watching the next episode of the Rapper Spotlight series on MC Lyte. We will be back next week. Talk soon.
Peace.